And that's what made this city functional. Let's go check out the shame of Italy, Matera. Do go there early in the morning and don't miss it. Welcome to the shame of Italy, Matera. In this video, I will take you around, explore this beautiful place together, and give you a little bit of history of why it's called the shame of Italy. It's come a long way from being that to one of the most prized jewels in the Italian tourist arena. There are more than 3,000 man-made caves here. And look how beautiful it is. Let's start this beautiful journey together. I'm here for one day. You're obviously welcome to stay for longer, and I will give you tips throughout this video. Let's start. This is the square from where we will start our Matera adventure. There's a tourist info point if you need any information, and it is quite a nice place already. And you can see a few churches, and you can also see the old caves here. Don't worry, I'll take you around with me. Let's get going. The piazza is quite impressive and beautiful, and it connects the old part of Matera to the new one. And wherever you're coming from, by car or by bus, you will start your adventure here like me. What a beautiful surprise! They're playing some local music in the first point of view. Let's go check it out. It already sounds amazing. They've just stopped for a second. Let's go check it out. It's not just good music, the place also has some amazing views. This is our first viewpoint of the day. Isn't that the nicest thing to hear when you get to a new city? Let's start exploring Matera, because we have quite a lot to cover here. And our first stop is going to be Palombaro Lungo. You might notice on the map there's no sea, there's no river around Matera. So how did they survive without the water? They harvested the rainwater, and this is the underground system that is going to show us how. Let's go check it out. This is a huge cistern, and you can only go in with a tour, but it's quite fascinating to see that they merged some big caves to create this water storage. There are 6 man-made caves that have been merged to create this cistern, and the temperature drops quite significantly when you go inside, explaining how they stayed cool in the summer. Let's go check out the Sassi of Matera now. The road to Old Sasso has some beautiful churches. There's quite a few of them, and I would definitely recommend stepping into at least one of them. Just before I enter the oldest part of Matera, this is the second viewpoint not to be missed. And look who I met here! Look who I've met! He's so cute! Just a quick lunch, which is never quick in Italy, and I love that. Don't forget ice cream! I am sure you want to see more of Italy, so I made a separate playlist for it where you can find a lot of really beautiful underrated places. Click on the link above. I'm in the oldest part of Matera, the one everyone comes to see, and it's called the Sassi. Now it's made of 2 districts. Sasso Cavioso is the oldest part where I'm sitting right now, and we'll explore this first, and then we move on to the new one that's called Sasso Barisano. So while everyone goes to the new part, there's not that many people here, so I would definitely recommend starting here. It's also a better place if you want to take like good photos and videos or whatever in peace. Let's go check it out. Just walking around, it gave me a lot of the Game of Thrones vibe, even more than Dubrovnik, don't you think? This is one of the best squares in all of Matera. From here you can get amazing views, 360 degrees, not only of the Sasso, but also of the mountain and caves on the other side and the river as well. Matera is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but it's not just because of the caves, it's also because of its interesting and complicated system of storing water. Now, in the big system that we saw initially, they would have the water coming in from springs, and that was used only in the summer months. In winters, everyone had their own tanks in the house where they used to store the spring as well as the rainwater. Now, as water would come into one house, the tank was full, it would flow to the next house and the next house and the next house. And that's what made this city functional. Otherwise, you could see similar cities to this in Tunisia if you're interested. Let's continue. A lot of the caves have been converted into boutique hotels. They've also been converted into cafes, bars, restaurants, and a lot of beautiful social spaces. There's even a gorgeous cave spa if you're interested. There's also art galleries, so just walk around and you will find plenty of gems around. So you think, why would a place as beautiful as this be ever called the shame of Italy? Well, the answer lies in money, like most cases. They ran out of it, and people were living in squalor, malaria and other infestations were rife, and it was a little bit of a blob on the reputation of Italy as a developed country. So the government of Italy took things in their own hand, and in 1950 they passed a law which forced all the residents out of here into modern buildings, and they started sort of repairing afterwards. In 1990 it became a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In 2019 it became the European Capital of Culture, and obviously the Bond movie took it to fame like, never before. But the international tourism here is fairly new, but the locals, the Italians, have been coming here for quite some time. It's hard to not look at this place and go, wow. Seriously. Let's go to the next place, which is Sasso Barinoso. I hope that's correct. No, I wasn't correct. Sorry about that. It's actually Sasso Barisano. Oh well, let's go there now. I'm on the other side now in Sasso Barisano, and like I said before, this is the newer part of the Sassi of Matera. Now there's one place I wanted to see, and that was Casa Noha, which has a multimedia presentation. It's a fairly interesting place. I saw it online, but sadly they close at 3 o'clock and I didn't really realize that until later, so I'm gonna miss it. But if you do get time, do go there early in the morning and don't miss it. Let's go see Sasso Barisano, sorry. Yeah, despite trying, the name doesn't come to me naturally, but I'll keep trying. This also is quite different from Cavioso, because while there you see a little bit of, this chaotic development, houses on top of each other, a little bit of derelict buildings. This side is a lot more manicured. It's a lot more developed, and this seems to have this thought behind it. I'm in Piazza Duomo, and this behind me is the Cathedral of Matera. Now, it might not look much from outside, but inside it's a real treat. Let me show you. The interior is really opulent in all directions. The ceiling is beautifully painted, and the golden you see around is actually gold leaf. The main facade from outside is dominated by this beautiful rose window, which looks equally gorgeous from inside. The cathedral also has some beautiful chapels, and I really enjoyed it even more because I went in the afternoon and there was no one there. So, turns out I had some wrong information. And the Bond movie was actually not shot in Matera. It was shot in Gravina di Puglia, which we're going to check out now. It's about a half an hour drive. But I just walked next to this, and how cool is that? That they just left their car window rolled down, and apparently it's not a problem at all. Interesting. Yep, my information was wrong again. The movie was shot both in Matera and Gravina, the bridge part from Gravina. So let's go check it out. I am in Gravina now, and the drive here was really beautiful. This is the countryside. Absolutely loved it. So you can spend pretty much an entire day here. I'm standing on the bridge where they shot the scene. And this is the old town of Gravina. If you want to spend more time here, you can definitely go around. I've been told it's really beautiful. I'm just happy being on the bridge. I'm gonna go check it out. Gravina is quite pretty and the bridge is really beautiful, but I was a little disappointed because the bridge looked much bigger in the movie. Anywho, this is why you should not chase after movie locations, I guess. It is also the golden hour, and Gravina looks absolutely beautiful bathed in this golden light. Don't you agree? What an absolutely beautiful day. I mean, Matera has blown my mind, and so has Gravina. I'm so lucky that I was able to come and explore all this beauty. I'm gonna head back to my hotel to get some sleep now. This is Brown Boy Travels. I really hope you liked the video. If you did, do like, subscribe, share, and do let me know what you think in comments. I always love some feedback. So I will see you in the next video. Until then, you have a beautiful day ahead.